So yes, the McDermott caldera is basically a volcanic crater that was active until about 16 million years ago. It happens to have the highest endowment of any of the sources of volcanic sources in the United States. At the northern end of the caldera, we've got Jindalee's McDermott lithium project, which is 21.5 million tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent in contained lithium. That's the largest lithium deposit in the United States. And at the southern end of the caldera, we've got Lithium America's Thacker Pass project, which has got 19.1 million tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent. And together, yes, they're the two largest lithium deposits in the United States. And I should point out that both deposits are still open. So there's potential for a significant increase in the endowment just in those two deposits alone, without any additional discoveries being made. Inflation Reduction Act, or the IRA, became law in August last year, and it's primarily designed to cut the US's greenhouse gas emissions to basically net zero by 2050. There's about $40 billion that's been earmarked, this is US dollars, earmarked for the green energy transition, and it's a lot of that is in tax credits to corporations as they move from fossil fuel to green energy sources. There's also rebates for consumers to take up EVs and so on. In the first 12 months since it became law, the Biden administration reports that there's been more than $110 billion in private investment under this the IRA, and that includes more than $70 billion designed for the EV infrastructure. So that's retooling of assembly lines and construction of lithium-ion battery factories to feed the assembly lines and so on. So how does there's also a lot of funding available to onshore the production of critical minerals in the United States, and that's to reduce the US's reliance on, well, mainly on China, who dominates not only rare earths but also lithium conversion, etc. And so we're starting to see some of that money flow to, for example, lithium projects. So we saw in January this year, we saw Ioneer announce that a conditional $700 million loan from the Department of Energy to fund their Rhyolite Ridge project, which is 3.4 million tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent in resource. And then in February, we saw Lithium Americas announce that they expect to receive a substantial loan, which will cover up to 75% of the Phase 1 capex of their Thacker Pass project, which is currently in development. Expect to receive that loan from the Department of Energy, and that was and that should be received at the end of this year or early 2024, and that follows on an investment of $650 million by General Motors for offtake of lithium from the Thacker Pass project. So obviously, once a project is well advanced, there are substantial money available from the US government in the form of loans to assist the development of the project. We aren't as advanced as Rhyolite Ridge or the Thacker Pass, but there's also funding available from various US government agencies, smaller amounts of money as grants. So basically, not loans, but grants to help advance projects like ours to the stage where they're development ready. So we're targeting some of those grants. Okay, so calendar year 2024. Well, we're already, we're sort of almost there. Our primary focus is to advance and de-risk McDermott. It's, as I said, it's the largest lithium deposit in the United States. It's of strategic importance to the country. but we don't think, well, certainly I don't think, that the full value of that project is recognised in Jindalee's market capitalisation. So it's important to educate investors and demonstrate that the project is worth a lot more than it's currently being valued at. So we announced in June this year that we'd commenced a pre-feasibility study, a PFS, on McDermott, and that came hot on the heels of announcing that we'd had Fluor, the major US engineering company, review all of our met test work and recommend a flow sheet that will deliver an optimal financial result for the project. We then appointed Fluor as the lead engineer for the PFS. So that's on foot. The test work's underway, which will feed into the PFS. We've already announced some pretty encouraging results from beneficiating the ore, and which is where we've demonstrated we're able to increase the head grade of the material, which we'll then send for leaching. By approximately 60%. So that's a very, with a simple mechanical process, attrition scrubbing. So that's a really significant advancement. The acid leaching test work's underway now. So that's ongoing. That'll feed into the PFS, and the PFS, we're targeting completion of that by mid 2024, so end of the June quarter. We've also got environmental baseline studies, and cultural studies, which we completed last year. We're building on those. There's been no red flags identified, but we have to demonstrate to the US government agencies there's no reason why this project can't be developed on environmental and cultural reasons. We've submitted what's called a plan of operations, which once it's approved will allow us to certainly increase the amount of drilling that we can do at the project, and that will lead to bulk samples for test work and so on. I mentioned that we are targeting grants from various US government agencies, and we expect to be able to, all going well, deliver the summer success of those early in the calendar year 2024. And also today we announced that we've appointed a very experienced mining engineer, Ian Roger, as our CEO, commencing middle of January. Ian, apart from working on very large projects, so McDermott is a really large project, and so you need a mining engineer who's got experience with those sorts of size projects. He's also had corporate advisory and commercial experience as well, so it's a really good blend, and we're very excited to have Ian join us, and he's very excited about working on the project and taking it forward. We also expect to announce other management appointments over the coming weeks, which will demonstrate that we are transitioning the team from an explorer to that of a development team, because we strongly believe that this project is going to go ahead and is going to make a significant impact on the US economy and its transition to clean energy.